Hey guys, welcome to ESL TV for our second day of the RaidCall EMS 1 Counter-Strike Go Cup number 4. Day 2. Paul is in fact back now from stuffing his fat gob full of Korean food. To be fair to him though, he did have a long, treacherous drive back home from an even more treacherous land.
Yes, I did. Thanks for looking after me, France. What can I say? Snow. More snow and too much snow.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. Yeah, no trains, no planes, no automobiles. Nothing could get out of France yesterday or the day before. And yesterday, luckily, Trance from Twitch, thanks Trance, was driving back here to Sweden for some reason.
He doesn't fly.
No, he doesn't.
He never flies, he drives everywhere.
He's the Dennis Berg camp of esports, and you need to be a bit older if you know what that is. He never flew anywhere. And he decided that he would drop me off in Cologne, so I gave him the room for the night as sort of, payback. And we went for Korean barbecue, and we went, yeah, screw that Joe, he doesn't need me.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do that.
That's what you did.
And then all your fans just dumped on me on Twitter.
I was going to tell them to do it, and I thought, they'll do it anyway. They're good guys.
They did.
So, guys, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to have 2 semi-finals and a grand final. Of course, first up will be ESC versus VeryGames. Then we'll move on to Fnatic versus LDLC. And then we'll have a best-of-3 grand final. We actually have all 16 teams that are through into the group phase. They're all decided at this point already. So let's bring them in. I've been hot on the photoshops today to bring this your way. Obviously, the only thing that can really change tonight is seeding.
Yeah, absolutely. Top 4 is going to be really important because they can do this kind of cool, kind of weird, kind of trippy thing where they can switch out of their groups if they don't quite like the look of their groups. But of course, they've got to agree with the other team that they want to switch with, and then yeah, that might not be what they want to do. So it's a bit like when you play ARAM in League of Legends and you don't actually want the champion that you're being switched with. Oh, I managed to get a League of Legends thing into a Counter-Strike.
Burn him at the stake.
Yeah,
Burn him at the
I'm not
stake.
the one that commentates on it, so I think I'm okay. So yeah, no, in all seriousness, yeah, top 4 is still important, and as you can see, Fnatic and LDLC are still in there. They've got chances of switching positions within faculty, and Fnatic, funnily enough, oddly, having only played one other cup, have got a chance of finishing top of the season rankings, which would be phenomenal when you think that as a team, they only formed 3 weeks ago.
Exactly. They've been looking very, very good, that has to be said.
And,
they could go number 1 tonight.
Yep.
They only need to win in the semi-final, actually, and then they'll go through, right? Because then they'll have at least 75 points.
And then they would be top, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's all they need to do for this one. As you said, no team's going to get knocked out and what have you today, but it's all about this seeding, which could, down the line, be a bad thing if you end up messing it up.
There's also one other thing in there before we... you threw it away? Oh, bring
there
it.
It's back.
It's VeryGames, the odd one out here. They're currently in 6th. They have 50 to go on their table right now, but they could get another 50, which again could push them into the top 4 as well. And that's not unexpected because of the sort of clan that they are, but they haven't had a particularly great EMS 1 ranking season so far. So if they pushed in there late, that would also be pretty good for them. But they need to win to be able to be pushing into the top 4.
Yeah.
ESC, on the other hand, 65 right now, and the most they can get is 115. So they're not going to make the top 4. So VeryGames and Fnatic are the 2 to watch. And LDLC, look at that. I've been 4th already.
Yeah, they're in a similar position. They can go straight to the top if they win today. So
funny enough,
anything can be changed.
They would stay top 4 if VeryGames lose their semi-final.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's the only one that can
it's all a bit of a
around.
weird kind of, interplay of which team wins and which team loses. But we'll update you afterwards anyway.
Yeah, and obviously we don't have the whole drama tension of this team's fighting for survival, which means we can make it a little bit more fun tonight as well.
Dear.
And one of the greatest ideas that I got from Twitter today, it's a shamelessly stolen idea. Since Paul went for Korean barbecue when I was here going through all the pauses and starving my nuts off, he is going to commentate every single knife round, and the rule is with a different accent every time around.
Yeah, okay.
And that's it. It's just how it's going to go.
Cool.
Shouldn't have gone for barbecue.
Yeah, so hang on. So that's a best of 1, a best of 1, and a best of... So that could be 10 knife rounds tonight. I might offend 10 countries.
You might. I think you will offend at least 10 countries because I'm sure some of the Irish and Scottish accents are going to be a bit of both mixed in. So that's 2 countries in one that you can throw up there.
I can do Welsh. I almost said Welsh then in a Welsh accent.
From Wales.
Yeah, I can do a bit of Wales. Who's
God.
caught that jacket he left on the floor? Yeah, so we know.
Bit of Geordie Welsh.
Bit of Geordie Welsh. Oh, it's already going wrong.
gonna
All
be
right,
fun.
well, seeing as I was the scumbag that went to food, even though it wasn't my fault and I was snowed in a country I didn't want to stay in, I will do the knife rounds and take my punishment like a man.
You have to start with Korean because you went. Oh God, this one's gonna be a fun one. But we should be almost ready to start here, and that's pretty much anything that you can really go in there in terms of Korean. I hope that the Go TV tonight is a little bit more stable. It was a bit all over the place last night, obviously, but well, we missed the end of one game, which made you a very happy person. I think we can safely say.
Apparently, I'm too quiet.
You're too quiet.
Apparently. I think this side of the room is a bit quiet anyway.
Well, the one thing is someone switched the headphones around, which I noticed yesterday. We've got HMD 25s instead of 26s, which is obviously a downgrade by 1, which is less than 2, so it's not all bad, but it's more than 0, which is obviously bad.
All right, well, we've turned it up a bit now anyway, so hopefully it'll be good. Good.
So it looks like we're almost ready to go here. They're
Awesome.
still in warm-up. And,
Okay.
as I said, hopefully Go TV, chills itself a little bit tonight. Doesn't throw us any problems, and we get everything through. We may even see some overtimes in here today. I've got that kind of feeling coming in. Yesterday, obviously, when I was alone, we had overtimes. We had about 4 million pauses throughout the course of the games as well. Which
You're not trying to insinuate that in some way Go TV was to blame.
Well, technically, it was the admin's fault because they switched the map earlier than they should. However, if Go TV had actually, if it worked properly, then it would have been a different thing. But I'm not complaining too much because at least we have something to work with, which is always a bonus. Neo's actually disconnected from the server, which is a sad thing, but hopefully actually is going to be coming in here in a second. We've actually modded Pansy. That's a very angry woman who is now moderating the channel, so you better watch out.
Yep. You ask for mods, we give you mods. Simple as that.
Apparently I'm too loud still, so I'm just going to go down. These sliders are like
they're like actually oblong right now. I mean, they look really weird. And I'm literally eating it right now, so it's not like it's in the right. I've done this a couple of times now, so I'm kind of used to where the mic should go. Doesn't seem to make any difference.
Okay, so apparently they're just fixing some sound issues here. And Taz actually wrote, do some pre-game talk, Joe. So Taz telling me how to do my job. If you didn't know, he's a League of Legends commentator, is Taz. He commentates League of Legends in Polish, and he's very good at it.
Yep.
As I'm led to believe, obviously my Polish is still a little bit rusty.
I'm told he's pretty good at it, and he should be with the amount he plays.
Yes, indeed. So it's Neo that apparently have the sound issues. Issues? That's some issues going on. But hopefully that's going to be fixed here. Now he's Neo anyway. I don't think he even needs sound, does he?
No. Just does everything by psychosis.
Psychosis?
Yeah. He's in like a state where he just communicates with his teammates without even looking or talking or moving his hands.
Heard it here first. Yeah. Heard it here first. There's Taz saying do some pre-game talk. The admin's giving me the early heads up on that one was going to happen.
Hey, stop with the scumbag red eye stuff now, okay? I'm taking my punishment like a man.
Paul, did you know that today is steak and blowjob day? I'm allowed to say that.
Why would you bring that up?
Well, well, because I'm going home later.
Yeah, exactly. And so am I to no woman.
Yeah. Well, you can always buy yourself
to
some
Twitter. I'm available in Cologne right now for what is it day?
Steak and blowjob day.
Steak and blowjob day.
Wait,
so
have you got a Hoover?
Well,
I
wouldn't want to do it in that one because it's quite bad.
There's definitely a 24-hour supermarket on your way home, so you can buy yourself some beef burgers and you've got a Hoover. So
fantastic.
Kind of works out the same.
No, I'm just going to go to McDonald's and ask.
Yeah. Did they just say blowjob? Well, it's not swearing.
No,
we're just pointing out.
That's what the day's called. We can't change it.
An international day of relevance for all men in the world. So anyway, looks like we're going to be getting here in the knife. So I'm just going to drop us in the server here.
Here we go then
for this one, and Paul's going to bring out his best accent of the day. I probably want some volume.
Some volley.
There we go.
Let's have some volley in there, shall we? Brilliant.
So the question is, Paul,
Yeah.
what accent are you going for
Well,
first?
I think I should go for something easier to start with.
I couldn't even guess what it is. It's half Welsh, half Geordie.
It's half Welsh, half Geordie, you know. Yeah, okay.
There you go.
This-
Paul's moment to shine.
Yeah.
Or sing.
Or pretty much guaranteed to go lower in the waters than the Titanic did.
Ooh.
So then, here we go, boyo, with our first knife round. Not sure what that was. And, oh, I see. Looks like he's a man from the valleys here. Don't think he wants to use that knife, but, well, hasn't got his jacket on either. Oh, and I say, that's a bludgeon. I've started to go all Irish for some reason. maybe, oh, wait then, man. Jesus, man. Come on, man. Get stuck in, will you, with that blade, man. Jeez. He's got more pints on him than a local pub. I don't know, that was kind of like a mixed thing. We went sort of through... It was like a tour of Britain.
Yeah. Through all the best places in Britain that you definitely would want to visit. That was an interesting one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. I'm just going to leave it with interesting. I think that's the best word for it right now.
Yeah, let's leave it there. I'll do me Scottish one in the next one because that's a safe one, isn't it? I can do me Scottish one and that's fine.
So we're going to get underway here then. VeryGames sporting different coloured VeryGames logos. ESC got all the same one except Taz, who's got the ESC bear behind his logo. So that's obviously meaning that Taz is going to be on form today. Who knows? He had it yesterday as well, and he definitely was on form. But VeryGames here, of course, starting on the CT side. And as I'm talking about Taz, he chimes in with the first and second kills of the round here for ESC. That leaves them already in a very much favourable position. And Smith's trying to defend on short. In fact, all three remaining players of VeryGames aren't going to be on short right now. Kenny S going to be coming around that side here. He's going to peek out, mate, takes the head off Lord, who's still refusing to change his nickname to what it actually is. As there we see Pasha taking one, Pasha taking down two. We've got Scream in there as the last man alive. He's taken down two men. Can Taz get in there for that final kill? No, Scream going to crush Faces at the end and picks up the round.
I've got some teeth back at home if you want them.
I don't really know what I'm doing today.
Got some nice teeth if you want them, honestly. It's a nice jar on the side of the table. 1-0 then. VeryGames take the opening round in this semi-final. It's the best of one, of course, in the semi-finals, and then we move on to the grand final, which is best of trois. In a bit of a French mood. Actually, you know what? I might do the second half in French, or a French accent. At least the knife round, anyway, just because of, you know, the second map today, obviously in the knife round for French, because I spent so long there yesterday with people calling me Monsieur Chalonneur, which was not particularly pleasant, I have to say.
Better than Paul Chalona.
Yeah.
Don't you wanna, Paul Chalona?
Yeah, there is that song, isn't there? And it has been bugging me for a while. Nothing doing so far. A minute remaining here in round two. The French on a bye, of course. A couple of FAMAS with them. And the M4 with Scream. Here comes the push through the mid. We've got Lord leading the way, Pasha just in front of him as well, as Scream's going to try and protect this door at B. Might get himself an absolute hatful of players here. He's got himself one, got himself two in the end, should have got him three. It was Taz and Kuban that combined to pick up the frag, though. And now they move in towards this bomb site. There is a man at the back of the site, which is Kenny. Yes, he's going to pick up a double through the hole in the wall. And Neo is now last man standing. John Rambo style, rips the head off of Kenny, but not going to get any further. And MBK shuts it down for a 2-0 lead.
Yep, good start here for VeryGames. And obviously, I think Paul mentioned already, best of ones for the two semi-finals, and he got all best of three for the grand final. Who's going to be in that? Well, it's anyone's guess at this point. We've still got 4 teams in there. Obviously, all 4 teams are qualified for the top 16, and therefore the group stage, the playoffs. Officially, I think it's called the playoffs.
I think it is playoffs.
Even though it is a group stage, technically. But, you know.
Yeah, but it decides it decides it's the playoffs to decide the 8 teams that go to the land finals, so.
Exactly. That's what they're fighting for. Oh, this could be big here. MBK actually in the bottom of long A pick. Going to get himself 2 kills here. Can he get himself a third? Yes, he can. Taz going to come peeking around the corner. Taz will shut him down, but Smith's already covering it. And that will be 3-0. VeryGames job done after winning the pistol. Now we're going to see ESC with weapons and Pasha with his AWP.
Pasha versus Kenny S. This should be lovely. Should be very lovely indeed. Although...
Early B pick.
Yeah, it is going to be a B pick. And he's right in the right position for it as well. And we switched away just at the wrong time, unfortunately. But Neo has 2 men beside him now in the mid. There's the pick! Right at the last second, Pasha picks up the kill on screen. Does that mean we get the rotation towards B? Not just yet, we don't. In fact, VeryGames are trying to go aggressive on... well, that's an awkward nade. Trying to go aggressive on short. Sort of 1 for 1 right now, even though Neo's still alive. He's only got 21 points of health now, knocked down to 17. Can still be deadly from there, though. Smith's picking off Kuban. And Taz will easily pick up the headshot on MBK. And another one from Taz. Taz lighting the fires tonight. Is he going to get a third hit? Well, see, that was the easiest of the 3, but somehow the hardest one to pick up, and he goes down to the gun of Smith. Bomb planted now. 13 points of health, sorry, in the hands of Smith, who has that AWP. It's a 3v1 right now as Neo picks up another one. Smith's very short-range shot on Neo to reply, but he's just going to run away to the hills to save the AWP in a 2v1 with bomb planted. And he'll be lucky to get away with this, actually, because they're starting to move round on him, both from long A and from the other end. And, well, Lord couldn't pick up the frag. Smith does. And Pasha will now go and hide as well. Bomb will explode. None of them are anywhere near that bomb site. And the Poles get themselves on the scoreboard, 3-1.
Yeah, and I think that was a bit of a misplay from VeryGames, to be honest. They had those 3 men on catwalk. They went aggressive with it. After they'd done so much damage to Neo, obviously they can't really see how much damage they've done, but Neo was very, very low. They went aggressive there and ended up losing 2 out of the 3 men that had pushed. One died, but the other one was super low after that. So I think a bit of a misplay out of VeryGames, as we are going to see Pasha here peeking down to the end of long, and he will pick off MBK for the first kill of this round. And Pasha, I have to say, yesterday was absolutely on fire when we saw his games. Obviously, they took down Ninjas in Pajamas, which, well, you have to be on fire to beat a team like that in the grand scheme of things as well. Looks like a pretty standard opening strategy here for ESC. Just want to get control of that middle area, making sure that they're not going to be getting pushed up. Smoke's going to protect the double doors, and it seems like they will try and probe that short area. First of all, they've got 3 men up there. Pasha's going to hang around here in middle as they wait for the opening. There's the AWP sounding off in the background. Smith's actually going to be spraying through there. It was actually Scream that picked up the kills here in middle. He's going to get 3 of them. Neo, Kuban, and Taz all taken down. Kenny S now in trouble. He can't get the kill off before Lord and Pasha move into the site. So 2 versus 3. ESC got the advantage of the positioning there as Lord comes through the window. Going to deal with Scream. Pasha's going to peek out here as well. They're going to go very, very aggressive as the smoke comes down in towards that CT spawn. Smith could be the danger man. He's going to shoot Lord in the back of the head. Pasha going to get hit from one side, and he's going to get sandwiched in between 2 of them. Nice bounce back round from VeryGames.
Really nice. I was about to comment on Pasha's dynamic AWP play. You'll see a lot of, I wouldn't say new players, but players who know how to use the AWP from mid on T side. It's a commonplace to AWP through the double doors, but the more dynamic AWPers will often run towards B if they get a good spawn, or run to long A if they get a good spawn that side, and you've just seen Pasha do exactly that. That's how you pick up the good kills. But, as Joe rightly said, VeryGames, nice little bounce back from them to lead 4-1. Kenny S is the first man to pick up a frag, and Scream with 3 more again. There's 6 in 2 rounds from him, and he's hit them all in a row as well. Kenny pick up the second of the round from him. And well, the other 3 can go and have a lazy little lay in the bed if they want to right now, because the ESC are just walking into those 2 players.
Yeah, Scream leading the way right now on the scoreboard. 11 kills for 4 deaths. Brilliant start that he's had to this first half here. And 5-1 in the lead on what is technically a T-sided map here. So this is pretty much the dream start that VeryGames could have had coming forward into tonight's action. But we've seen ESC fight back about 1 million times before over the years from much bigger deficits than this one. But right now, again, that's standard opening round action. We've got AKs across the board outside of Neo, who's there on your screen right now with the Galil. So let's see what they're going to aim for this time around. Looks like it could be a long push there. Bomb actually left back for safekeeping here in the middle. As they wait things out. There's the flashes coming over the top. Pasha going to get taken down here by MBK, who is going to get blinded, but can they get in there quick enough? Yes, they can, but Smith coming around the edge of the smoke, gets himself too. Taz is still there, though. They've not dealt with him quick enough. He went through the smoke at a different angle. Now Kenny S might get pushed by Lord in that middle area as well, if he peeks out through the doors. In the end, looks like Taz going to come back here, gets the 1 kill onto Scream. Going to put the smoke down as well. Nade coming through from Kenny S, but he is now the last man in between winning and losing this round. And with 20 seconds to go, ESC already starting to make their way in to get that bomb planted. AWP of Kenny S coming in now. Can he pick off Maniac? Wow, that was like the easiest shot that he'll ever be gifted on a plate. Lord was just admiring the scenery around there then. And he misses the shot. 5-2.
I was actually watching that from the other angle, and it was just absurd. It was like, oh, there's a player up there. Oh, I'll fire. Oh, he's not even facing me, and he's looking down at the ground. Brilliant.
And I missed.
And then I missed. They're the most embarrassing ones to miss, unfortunately. I mean, he's a fantastic player, take nothing away from him, but that was pretty horrible. And, well, he was 2v1 anyway. And his team now lead 5-2. Deficit is cut down by 1. There was a pistol action actually from Scream. Is really, really good on Lord. He's down to just 19 health. As a grenade comes flying around the corner on short. They're going to try and push this one, and Smith is in a really good position. If only that smoke was clear. He's got a whole hatful of them behind him. Gets 2, gets 3, can't get the 4th one. Neo actually picks out 2 in that one. And Smith was about to go absolutely enormous. He only actually got 2 of the 4 that were in front of him. And it's now a 3v2. But look at the health points of the Poles right now. They have 21 health between them. And a man deficit. This is going to have to be an enormous round. And we just switched away at the wrong time, but look at this. Lord's crept round yet again and picked up another one. Might get himself a second one. Scream's completely blind in mid. Lord trying to come through now, but Scream too wise to it, and it's now a 2v1. Surely this is VeryGames' round to lose. With Neo on just 12 points of health, and he's going to get picked off shortly. Well, you'd have thought he would have been picked off, but he wasn't. And now, ball is going to be planted for the cash. He's not going to get out of there alive, but the bomb does go down. And VeryGames making a bit of a meal of it in the end. But they have won the round. They'll lead 6-2.
Yeah, and that was, again, brilliant positioning. Bit of bad communication from ESC. They've not checked that right-hand side on short there, which, you know, probably should have even done better in that position with 4 men running out to him.
Well, yes, but the funny thing is, it was I think it was Taz on the previous round through the smoke on the side of Long A, did almost exactly the same thing. They didn't even see him come back round behind them, so just shows you, smoke's good.
Yeah, Smoke's actually doing what Smoke's intended to do. There's a flash is coming into middle. Smith's actually going to go very aggressive here early on. He's going to spot Neo. And Auto Director's like, no, you don't want to look at that. You want to look at MBK. He's got a flash in his hand. This could be the most interesting point of the game till yet, as Neo is going to take down Smith. Here we go. MBK, nice holding play from him. Scream defending the B-bomb site right now. And here is Existence. Kenny S going to be picking them off left, right, and centre. Pasha comes in. Easy kill for Existence. Can he finish off Kuban? The grenade going to come flying over. Doesn't need the grenade in the end. Kuban actually runs in towards him. Existence shoots him down. 7-2. VeryGames just 1 round away from a guaranteed first half lead.
Yeah, Joe mentioned earlier on that this is generally considered to be a T-sided map. Has been all the way through, actually. In Go particularly, it's actually not the strongest T map, Sorry, not the strongest, most balanced map. Actually, that's Inferno, believe it or not, on Counter-Strike Go. Just statistically speaking, anyway. But Dust 2 is the second most balanced map in terms of rounds won on either half. So, yeah, if they go in with a big lead at half-time on CT, you'd have to fancy them taking this one. ESC, on the other hand, they won't worry too much right now. I mean, 7-2 is not a good score, but it's not terrible. But if they keep doing that and just running into bullets, hi, here's my head, please shoot me, then they're not going to be lasting very long. And the man on short is very low on health, which is Neo just now, and MBK is actually just above him. This should be an easy frag. Oh, well, I tell you what, let's just switch away from that. Thanks, Mr. Auto Director. Meanwhile, Existence picking off at short range, 2 in a row, and then getting a nade from his own teammate, which was a bit odd, but it doesn't matter. MBK is going to clean house, and that'll be 8-2 now. And, well, ESC not really firing just yet.
They're firing, just not in the right direction.
Correct.
Sadly enough for them. But, 8-2 VeryGames looking very, very solid up until this point. It's going to be an eco round coming out for the polls, which, on paper, you would say should be 9-2 for VeryGames. But let us see exactly how it's going to go down. The overview showing that they're just waiting around that middle area at this point. Not really making any massive pushes out. Kenny S just sniping or peeking through those middle double doors looking for that early shot. ESC sat right back here ready to soak up any pressure that might come out of VeryGames in the early round. Here is a peek out from Smith. Going to support himself, Taz, as he turns back away. Now he knows that Pasha is off to the side and he will deal with Pasha. Takes him with a clean headshot there. Smith's going to peek out once again. Can he get Kubon this time around? No, Kubon actually getting the better of an M4 with the Glock at that kind of range. Shouldn't really happen. As Kenny S missing a couple of shots in a row, he's like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go out to the pistol. It obviously works. As Kubon, one of 2 men left alive, still managing to push Kenny S out of position, who adjusts again before missing another shot.
He'll have to reload that AWP next.
Oh, Kuban's going to get shot. Well, I was going to say from behind, but MBK not quick enough there. Screen comes in. Existence going to finish off with the AWP, and that is 9-2 to VeryGames.
Double AWP setup as well. Where have you seen that before? Oh, hi, VeryGames. Kenny S and Existence both AWPing now. And Existence, has to be said, a little bit more effective that last round. ESC now back on full buys. Pasha with AWP. Neo on your screen was with an AK. Kenny's just trying to spot through that mid area for the pick. Existence doing the same thing at long A. And they might just go a bit aggressive here. Existence just picks off Kuban. No problem at all for him. And MBK in that slightly more advanced position. Back with Lord now, who's lower B tunnels. And man down. Got to make a decision at some point. And there comes a second AWP in mid from Kenny S. That's 2 down, 3 to find. And ESC just getting isolated here in singles. And that's not really working. Pasha's AWP lays prone at short A. They've decided not to pick it up here either. And they're now going to get flanked from behind as well. MBK, they're completely shut down. Before even getting any shots off of damage. Well, I say that, actually Taz did get clipped, so he's down to 48. And it's now a 4 versus 2.5. Existence drops Lord as easy as you like on long. Again, another single player picked off and been isolated. 2 players now on short. Going against Kenny here. They should be able to win this one. How on earth has he got away with that? It's like the French Houdini. Smith then comes back round, picks up the frag on Taz. Last man alive will be dealt with by Existence, who's had a monster round of 3. VeryGames lose just 1 player in that round. And ESC are on the ropes right now. 10-2 down.
ESC looks so disjointed that round. Every single player pretty much been picked off singularly there. I mean, VeryGames, you have to give them credit as well. Their angles that they were covering, the backup was amazing. But ESC not looking like the Polish side we saw yesterday. Here comes a rush. The flash is already in there, but Taz manages to get the kill onto Smiths. Not sure how much of the flash he actually managed to avoid. Here is Scream with 2 brilliant kills. Can he get number 3? No, Pasha gonna get the better of him with that one. And that leaves us with an instant 3-on-3. But here comes Taz around the side. Kenny S gets his brain splattered all over the back wall. And now it's Existence and MBK. Existence going to go down. MBK will actually catch Taz. Here comes Pasha and the last one who was Kuban around there. They managed to deal with him. And that is round number 3 only here from the T side. Not good for ESC.
All about the opening kill, that one. If that flash had gone off like a microsecond earlier, he might well have got himself. Yeah, he might have got himself an ace just in that back hallway in B tunnels. As it was, it didn't flash quickly enough. It didn't flash hard enough. He was taken down. That gave him all the pick ammunition that they wanted to go and blast into that B bomb site. And when they push together like that, they're a difficult force to stop. They pick up their 3rd round of the game. They need these last 2. Trust me, they do need these last 2 to make it a game in the second half. MBK just sending himself with the set flash at long. Here it will come as well. It will come right over the top. Existence is actually over the far side. He's been dropped after picking up the frag on Taz. And now MBK is completely blind in that pit. And I think he might give himself a header with that grenade as well. Pasha's going to have to back out of there. Does get out of there just about. Rejoins his teammates at mid here. We're now at a 4v3. Pasha, Lord and Neo. VeryGames have got the advantage. Screams picks up another kill. Pasha replies. 3v2 now. 40 seconds left. MBK and Smith's holding that A-bomb site. Whilst Kenny S holds B from tunnels. They're going to push onto short though. Smith's with the opening kill. Neo replying back. It's 1-for-1 trading. 2v1 now. Neo, last man standing here, is going to plant deep, is he? But that would be a long way back in that site. Now he comes back towards the safe box and has got it covered. MBK not entirely sure where he is, so wasn't able to stop him from doing that. Oh my words! Kenny S with an absolutely stunning piece of AWP play through the side of the wall. Headshot, take a seat. And VeryGames lead 11-3.
Lucky bugger. I mean, brilliant stuff, but that was a jump shot that
boom.
Normally you shouldn't really get them. But that is 11-3. VeryGames looking so good here today. Obviously, we are going to see the Poles buy out as much as they can. There's the jump over. Kenny S again takes the head off Kuban. And he is on form, and that's scary for any team that comes up with one of these big-name AWPers in such form like Pasha was actually yesterday. That's always a very scary thought there is Pasha having his head knocked off by NBK, and that leaves them with just 3 men. Neo, Taz, and Lord remaining here for ESC. They're going to be looking to control this middle area. I see the smokes going over. Scream at window by B, and the push is going to come around. Here is Scream, gets himself one. Taz did drop another one, but Taz going to fall to Scream as well. Last man now is in this B bomb site. That's going to be Lord. He's going to be blind. Scream comes around. Hat-trick for Scream. Finish off the first half. 12-3. Massive half for VeryGames.
Huge. Just not really much to take out of that, really, for the Poles. I mean, Taz doing his best to drag the team along. 14 kills, but 14 deaths. Everyone else in single figures. Neo, I can't remember the last time I saw Neo on a scoreboard with 3 for 15. Cannot remember it. On the other side, VeryGames strong right now. 20-7 from Screams. Smith, 15-8. 10-7 Kenny S. Not had the best of halves, I have to say, but that shot alone is worth movie material, so I guess he's had a good half. And VeryGames as a team have had an excellent half. 12-3 up as we move into the pistol round on the second half. In the semi-final, the RaidCall EMS 1 Cup number 4. They are qualified, and at the start of yesterday, ESC had to reach the semi-finals to have any chance of playing in the playoffs. They've done exactly that. They had a difficult draw as well, having to play NIP, but have taken them out for the first time online. Smith's getting things started inside this B bomb site. Making his way all the way over. There's a man in the back he hasn't spotted it. Now he does. Picks up the frag, and in the middle of that, it was an absolute decimation from VeryGames. and ESC have just crumbled here. 13-3.
I don't think it's actually ESC that are playing. I think they picked up 5 random Polish guys, stuck the names on them, and brought them in for this game, because I tell you what, they've not made any kind of impact here. On the other side, though, VeryGames looks so good today, and whoever they meet in the finals definitely going to have a real challenge on their hands. As the nades start to come out over by that B site, ESC going to obviously struggle here up against AKs. And the other assortment of weapons coming in. As I say, that Taz gets himself one. Can he find Smiths here as well? He's going to send Smiths running from it. And just about gets away.
It's like a comedy sketch, like something out of Benny Hill.
Oh! That's why we're going to commentate this round, just with us and us.
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh.
Ah.
Oh. Huh?
Huh?
Oh.
Ah.
I
think that's enough. It's getting a bit weird now. Starting to get a bit awkward.
Yeah.
So Taz, he's got himself an AK. He got 2 kills in that round. Well, the kills are all he's going to get. Maybe he'll take this AK through. Maybe they'll track him down. MBK says... Cheers, mate.
Dear me. Well,
can't say that.
Could have used...
There's kids watching.
Could have used French. Oh, he did use French.
And he was like, what? Oh, what happened?
Oh. Interesting.
I think he got stuck somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I didn't. Auto director's like, don't show the bugs in the game. Don't show the bugs in the game. So.
Moving swiftly on. 14-3 then. 2 for victory and a place in their first ever RaidCall EMS 1 final. They had a tricky qualification, it has to be said. Cup 1 and 2 and 3. Not particularly kind to VeryGames, it has to be said, in terms of the draw or the way that they've played, frankly, because they've basically gone out to French teams who, in theory, they're more superior to in the past. LDLC, of course, and Imaginary. This week, though, LDLC on the other side of the bracket might make this an all-French final, you know. VeryGames looking very strong at the moment. Not only leading 14-3, but leading 4-3 in personnel with the bomb planted in round 18. And
they're going to save.
They are going to save, and they have to, because they can't afford to not keep these weapons and have some chance, some sliver of a chance of playing in round 19, where they will face 12 match points for a place in the grand final this evening. You'll get all of the grand final and the semi-final to come. Yep, we've still got Fnatic LDLC to come, the replay of Cup number 3's final, where Fnatic dominated that grand final. And MBK just playing a bit of wall jumping, gets clipped, and then realises that, there's 3 ESC players still alive. So, we're at match point, 12 of them. VeryGames lead, 15-3.
If they come back from this one, both me and Paul will shave our hair off and then stick each other's hair on our heads. So I'll have Paul's hair and he'll have mine. That'll be really cool. ESC, they've got a long way back, but I think for the sake of everyone's hilarity, this should happen.
I'm freaking praying for it now.
He's always... I mean, it would be a perfect time, you know, getting on a bit, starting to thin out in the corners.
Hey, I've still got more hair than
you. And that's just me.
Oh, my word.
So, match point, as he said, 15-3. It's been... Well, I didn't really sign up for this tonight, Paul. I thought VeryGames versus ESC, this is going to be a right cracker of a game, but so far, it's turned out to be more a right crapper of a game, to be honest. Neil there doing some good damage down the end of Long, but then he throws a grenade there. Actually does manage to get the kill, but he's going to die after that one. Last man alive is Kuban here, coming through that CT spawn.
Save it for the hair.
4 men to take down.
It's got this.
We could make the hair bet with probably just this round, to be honest. And bomb is now ticking away. Makes it even harder for Kuban.
He's got this.
No point in saving you from Mass Kuban. You can't take it to the grave with you. Scream gonna drop him. 16-3.
Wow.
That was just too easy for VeryGames.
Yeah, demolition from the French. And absolutely destroyed VeryGames that time round, and like you said, didn't really sign up for that.
Yeah.
Shame. Oh well, let's move on to the second semi-final then.
We will have a good game here today. Not sure when it'll be, but I'm sure there's going to be a good one in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But obviously our next game coming your way will be Fnatic taking on LDLC, a repeat of Cup 3's grand final, which Fnatic, of course, won. So a lot on the line in that one. Not sure exactly which map and what have you it is going to be on, but we shall be back here in just a few moments' time to get that one underway. Paul, anything we need to throw out there before we get into the break?
Well, just the fact that it could be an all-French final. I think that's it's one thing that we could be looking forward to. LDLC have done really well in this cup, and they're already in the top 4. Unfortunately for them, VeryGames winning now means that LDLC are not guaranteed of finishing in the top 4. They will now have to reach the final. So that's put a little bit of pressure on them to advance, because otherwise VeryGames will steal one of those top 4 spots, which, frankly, considering how badly they played earlier in the cup, is a miracle that they're even in the top 4. So, other than that, Fnatic, of course, unbeaten in RaidCall history right now. They haven't lost a single game. I know we've only played 2 cups, and they've only played 2 cups, but they've only been in existence 3 weeks, and they're going for top spots. So that's the other story to follow as well.
So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments with Fnatic versus LDLC, our second semi-final. We'll be right back.
Professional grade communication tool. The choice of professional teams. Perfect stream viewing experience. Chosen by online streamers. Easy to use voice messenger service. Chosen by over 12 million gamers.
Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
RaidCall. Communication for winners.